My name is Jason Salome, and this is Perfection, an athlete's perspective. What's up, people? Welcome to an episode of Perfection, an athlete's perspective. It's probably been a while since you heard this voice. Well, it would have been a week, but I'm coming back from a little hiatus, like I said in my previous episode. But today I've got a very special guest, someone I know personally since university days. He's played pretty much every sport under the sun, but specialized when he was younger in football, athletics, and then American football. And as part of, in my opinion, the most important Bucks team of all time. 19-game win streak, biggest win streak in Bucks history. It is Mr. Yemi Ajose-Adeogun, aka Stripes. Stripes, how you doing, man?
Yo, my bro, I'm Gucci. How you doing, my G?
I'm good, man. Bro, quickly explain to the people why your nickname is Stripes, because I just find that hilarious, man.
That is alright, cool. That story goes back to when I was playing American football at uni. So basically, when I had tryouts, this was first year uni, I went to tryouts with my rugby socks from my sixth form, and they were green and white. So every training session, I wore these green and white striped socks. And, being African, these white people can't pronounce my name, so they call me Stripes. And Stripes just has stuck since I graduated in 2018. This is 2021. People still call me Stripes.
Yeah.
And that's just stuck.
That's hilarious, man. And what, the people outside of like football and stuff call you Stripes as well?
Yeah, man. Like, everyone that plays sports at our uni called me Stripes.
That's hilarious, man. I mean, I think it's a calm nickname. It suits you as well. I just find it funny that, because I remember the first time I came across you, they're talking about running back. Oh yeah, wait till Stripes gets here. I'm like, how's a guy's government named Stripes? Yeah, that's funny, man. But the reason I wanted to get you on the show, bro, is like, there's not many athletes that have a platform or transition to building a platform and a brand for themselves. And not many people like do it like as unique as you've done it. Like, if you guys don't know, Stripes has an Instagram account called @Yemi Lifts, YEMI Lifts, all one word. And it's very, very unique content, man. Like, he offers advice, nutritional advice, some lifting content on there. And this guy's making cocktails as well, like legit cocktails, and giving recipes and stuff like that as well. So I just wanted to reach out to you to find like how you kind of got into that process and how you're kind of finding that right now, man. Is that cool?
Yeah. So basically, when I was at uni, I wanted to start a YouTube channel because this was before YouTube proper kicked off. It's maybe like 2016, around them times, and I just didn't do it. I don't know why I didn't do it. So over the last year, I started working with a couple of people on podcasts and as a social media manager. And I thought to myself, like, you're doing this thing for other people. You've always wanted to do your thing, so you might as well just do your thing. And for me, lifting has always been, it's been a part of my life since I was 16. So I'm 9 years in now. And it's just what I do. Everyone asks me how I stay motivated. I don't stay motivated. It's just who I am. It's what I do at this point. I've been an athlete since I was 3 years old. So when I started my page, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to bring that perspective, because I don't train to just look good. I train to perform.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people do it that way. They just kind of want to look good on a holiday. And it's like, they're training. They're almost like on a bodybuilding schedule. So like almost like an off season. But that's not me. I just train year round to perform year round. And so when I started my page, I was like, I don't want to look at it as just, I'm a boring fitness guy who eats like chicken and broccoli and rice, because that's not me. Like, I like to have fun. Yeah. Anyone like Jason will know, like, I like to go out, I like to have my fun. Man. So one thing I really enjoy is cocktails. It's just, I like crafting. I'm a very creative person, which is why my content is the way it is. So I thought, I'm going to bring that side of it too, because to me, it's fitness and faji. Like, this life is to be enjoyed. So that's how I approach my content. That's how it all came together.
No, that's sick, man. And I like the fact that you're talking about that's how you want your content to be perceived. Like, fitness and life should be fun. And like, did you have any reservations about I'm creating my own content now, how people are gonna like it, or did you just think, I'm just gonna put it out there and whatever?
I was a bit reserved at first. I was like, boy, this is a big step for me because it took me getting out of my comfort zone to just say I'm gonna put this content out, whether it's perfect or not, because I knew that it wasn't great at the beginning. Because I'm still at the beginning. I'm only months in. It'll be a year in November. So I knew that this content wasn't going to be great, but I just had to start. Like, there's a quote that I live by. Well, now that I live by, it's start before you think you're ready.
I like
And
that.
if you're, especially if you make content, you're always in a state of progression. Even in sports, you're always in a state of progression. So you can't wait till the perfect time. So you just have to go. And that's what I did. I just thought, okay, well, opinions be damned. I'm just gonna put it out, and I'm gonna work at it while I'm putting it out and constantly improve.
Definitely, man. And have you found that people have reached out to you offering advice? And how have you managed to take that and then move on?
Yeah, a couple people have actually. Some there's a guy who I know. His name is Justin Arthur.
Yeah.
He makes food content. He's basically a food filmmoker, and he's on the come up. And he reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and was like, "Oh yeah, try this for your content, try that with your content." Some people are giving me cocktail ideas. Like, I know a couple of people on my page who follow me who are Muslim, so they can't drink alcohol, but they want to try mocktails. And it's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna try that, this, that, and the other. So yeah, the people who have reached out, and it's actually really great to see people who like my content and want to engage with it.
No, that's sick, man. Like, it's one thing that I found as well, like doing this, is like the feeling you get when people, like just like random people that you wouldn't even think might be listening to or watching or viewing your stuff. They'd be like, oh, I really like this, that, and the other. I'm like, wow, like, you liked it.
Yeah.
It's such a weird feeling, man. Like, it's like something that you created, literally come up with, idea, you wrote it down or whatever, you planned it, and someone likes it. I don't know, for some reason it always kind of surprises me, but I don't know. It's just something I think I've found. I wanted to ask you as well, since you've started like creating content, and doing your thing, have you found like what are the pitfalls? What are the things you've struggled with going forward?
Staying fresh, like trying not to do the same thing over and over and over. Because as much as I know, like I'm growing, and there's gonna be some boundaries as to what I can do for now. I don't want my content to feel stale.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to figure out, okay, how do I make this better? How do I make that better? I'm getting into proper video editing now, and it's like a huge learning curve for me. It's like I'm trying to learn this off YouTube. Shout out YouTube University. And so University. That's part of it. It's just the huge learning curves for stuff that I've never actually done before.
Yeah.
And also trying to convince my parents that, yo, this is a thing that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow this because, African parents are not going to say, oh, you do YouTube. Okay. You are doing Instagram. That's why you're sitting at home and just doing Instagram. It's like, no. I'm actually trying to build a brand, mom.
No, I mean, it's tough as well, like, because this sort of thing is like you don't really get tangible returns like for a while, but when you when you do, it's great, it's really good. But especially like the African parents, like old school kind of thing, like they don't understand that you can really be making money like off your phone or off your laptop or whatever. For them it's just
where's the office?
Exactly. There's not there like there has to be an office, it has to be physical, you have to be in a physical building or go into somewhere. So that's definitely tough, man. That's something I think a lot of, especially like Black and people of other cultures can definitely identify with. Coming from like being an athlete as well. Like back in the day, I don't know what it was like for you, but back in the day, like when I was used to play football and stuff, I used to tell my mom, "Oh, you want to be a football player?" She's like, "What? That's not a real job."
Yeah, I remember having that conversation with my dad. This was year 8. Year 8, I'd literally spent every day at school playing school, like after school curriculums. It was sports, so I played football, basketball, badminton, rugby. Can't remember what the 5th day was, but it was every day I was playing sports. And my dad was like, "This is not going to take you nowhere. Like, you need to get your academics." And I'm like, I don't like. Yeah, I'm getting by in school, and yeah, I'm good at science and stuff, but what I cared about was what I was doing after school, like my sports. And that's always been me. So I fully get that thing about African parents looking at you like, this is not going to take you nowhere. But to me, the way I see it, your passions are your passions for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to walk down that path, walk down, like figure out your purpose and walk down that path. You're gonna find what's gonna be your success.
I like that, man. I think that's sick. Like part, the big thing about this podcast is, trying to strive for perfection and stuff like that. And not just in sports and performance, but like in life. And perfect is so so subjective. And like you say, like, walk down your own path, figure out what you like and go for it, man. Because honestly, the feeling of doing something that you really like is so fulfilling. Like, it just feels different. Like, it feels like you're not working. Like doing stuff like this, like, it feels like I'm just having a conversation. Like, it's really cool, man. I love it, and I like the way you put that so succinctly. Um, and you played a lot of sports when you were younger. When you were a kid, did you ever think about, like, oh, I want to specialize in this sport, or were you just like kind of going with the flow and just trying everything out?
Ooh. Oh, so when I was younger, I actually wanted to be an Olympian. Which
Really?
the Olympics, yeah, the Olympics are a very weird time for me. I'm always slightly jealous. So I wanted to be an Olympian when I was young. I wanted to do athletics. Athletics. I wanted to be a sprinter,
Okay,
and I
cool.
knew I had it. Like I was running 11.6, about 16 years old.
Woo!
Yeah. So if I was gonna, knew if I was gonna specialize in something, it would be that.
Yeah,
But I also did Taekwondo, and I fought in tournaments. Got silver in my first tournament.
live, man.
Yeah. So I never. I've never really seen myself as like a master or something. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of some.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
like that, man.
yeah. But if there were anything I would specialize in, it'd definitely be athletics for sure.
So what stopped you from pushing on and going to be an Olympian?
I lived in Niger at the time, so it's not exactly a developed sporting environment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
No.
was tough for some knowing that you have a talent for something, but it's like there is no infrastructure to build it. It was really frustrating.
Mm.
And then, my parents are professionals. So
Hmm.
there's no way they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to spend money on my child to do athletics.
That won't run, man.
Nah, it still ain't running.
Nah, man. I mean, it's interesting, man, because like now, like Nigeria, like, their Olympic team is it's legit. Like, you guys have got a lot of good athletes, man, especially in sprinting events. Um,
Yep. Blessing, Divine,
yeah, man.
Toby. Like we got some bad man sprinters.
For real athletes, man. And but I think as well, doing all that track stuff must have helped you, like, when it came to transition to American football. How did you find that transition?
Steep learning curve at first. So
Mm.
because I played rugby, I thought, yeah, I can play running back. This will be easy. And then a quarterback. Who's my quarterback in the beginning? I think his name was Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he threw a ball out into the flat. I'm jumping in the air to catch it, and my coach is like, "If you jump in the air like that, you're gonna get killed." And I'm thinking, why? And then Daz, do you remember Daz?
Yeah, yeah, Daryl. That guy's a beast,
Fam,
man.
this man put his helmet in my chest, and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, okay, I see why I shouldn't jump now. But when you get me in the open field, I'm gone. Like you're not
Yeah,
catching
man.
me. I am dropping up like a drop a quick shoulder, and But yeah, it really did help. It helped a lot. Playing
Mm.
all those different sports, being able to react to things from Taekwondo, and being able to sprint like from athletics, and being able to absorb contact from rugby, it all
Mhm.
helped like it all merged together with American football. I genuinely feel like American football made me the best athlete I've ever been in my life.
Bro, I can definitely empathize with you in that, because everything, like, training wise, like performance training wise, American football, you don't even realize it as a kid, but it all calls back to different skills you learned growing up, playing football and basketball, whatever, different movement patterns, different motor skills that you learn. It all
Yep.
it all links up in American football. It's honestly, like, last sort of 2 3 years has really opened my eyes, like, when I've been looking at study and training and stuff like that, like, just how much, like, even stuff like, for example, I played basketball a bit when I was younger. Stuff like playing defense and basketball is a direct correlation to man coverage. Like, stuff like being a centre back in football, which is where I played primarily. like doing zonal marking is literally the same as zone coverage. Like, and it's crazy. You just don't think about how these things are gonna impact you when you grow up, man.
Yeah, it's same thing with Taekwondo. Like you're reading and reacting to someone's movements. I'm then reading and reacting to a linebacker. I can see if he's dropping his hips this way, that I can cut that way, and it's crazy. It's like you don't realize that you're honing different skills, and some even when you're training in the gym, it's like you're training in different ways, different modalities.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I was playing at uni, I started doing yoga because I realized that it helped my balance.
Yeah, it's
And
live,
if I had to drop a hip real low, needed to have the mobility and stability in my hips to be able to drop real low, to cut and things like that. And it was like yoga really helps. So it's every little thing that you're doing helps with this one sport.
definitely, man. And you say you did taekwondo for a while. Like, what was that like for you? Like, you know, being that kind of athlete.
So I started at 3. That's the first sport I ever played.
Crazy. And when did you
Yeah,
do
I
that?
started
When
at
did you
3.
do that too?
About year 9. So that's what,
Wow.
like, how old you in year 9?
14, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about that. So about 11 years.
that's mad. And what was it like for you?
Um, at first I was just a little kid just doing it.
Mm.
Um, my dad put me in. I didn't understand why. I just did it anyway. Actually, no, that's not the first sport. The first sport I did was gymnastics.
Mad.
So that's the second sport I did. Yeah. Yeah. But I was just doing it. Help my flexibility at the time. I was very, very flexible,
Yeah.
very mobile, and it also it makes you very calm
Mm-hmm.
because you realize that you can't be too frazzled in a ring. Like if you're in a ring and you're panicking, you're getting kicked out. Yeah, you're getting knocked out. Is what it is. So you have to center yourself and be calm in the situation, and be very precise and quick.
That sounds exactly like playing running back. That's very
Yeah.
interesting. Did you find that correlation when you played running back?
Um. Yeah. Actually. Yeah. Because playing running back is a very. I say you have to be a certain kind of crazy to play running back. You have to be a certain kind of
100%.
crazy to play football in general, but running back is just. There's no play where you don't end up on the ground, even if you're blocking. It's
Uh,
just, so you need to be able to take the pain and just say, okay, cool, I'm moving on.
that's the thing. I've always said, like in football, I'll play any position except running back. I think that is the most dangerous position that you can play. Like just the beating that you guys take every play, someone's hitting you. Like it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wild, man. Um, but real quick, like transitioning back to talking about your platform, did you find that being an athlete made you competitive when you took when like it goes into like building your platform? Like, did you find yourself okay, cool? How am I going to get to this, that, and the other? Or did you find yourself looking at numbers and stuff like that, or were you a bit more laid
1000%.
back?
1000%. I'm still looking at numbers now. I'm looking at numbers. I'm looking at other people's play pages. I'm looking at other people's pages like a playbook.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, so this is what this person is doing. Like, I'm gonna take a little bit of that, take a little bit of that. This is how often they're posting. I'm literally like competing with people who are like on stage 20, which
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
doesn't make any sense because I'm at stage 1.
yeah.
But that's where I'm seeing it's like, okay, cool. This person has done A, B, C, D. I need to get there.
That's sick, man. Because like you know, being an athlete is being so competitive. Like it does impact other aspects of your life. You know, you look at everything like through. It's a bit of a weird lens. Like okay, you know, I'm trying to optimize everything. How do I best get to a stage where I'm at this guy's stage or that guy's stage? And one thing I've noticed with your platform as well, I actually just looked at it today because I remember like maybe like a month ago you announced that you had like 500 followers, and now you got like almost 700. I'm thinking like you're growing fast, man. Like that, like a lot faster than I've seen. You know, a lot of other people grow that sort of stuff. That's just a testament to your dedication and your work, man.
You know the funny thing, like a lot of people say I'm growing fast. To me, I'm not growing fast enough. Like I'm trying to think, I need to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Like, how do I get there? I need to get this many followers a day. It's funny.
Like how many like how long would you say you spend a day looking at that sort of stuff like numbers and stuff like that?
I can't give you a time, but I know that I try not to spend too long on it because
Mm,
another thing on my page is I try to be as transparent as I can. Some days I'm not feeling great, So if
yeah,
I'm not feeling great, I'm not gonna look at no numbers. Gonna know it's gonna make me feel like why am I doing this? People interacting. I'm only getting 30 something likes.
Yeah.
So I always try and be like, okay, cool. My mental health is my mental health is first,
Mm-hmm.
then the numbers, and because again, I'm trying to build a brand. This is a business for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a creative, but I need to show everyone around me that I can make a career out of this. If I'm going to make a career, it has to generate some money. So there needs to be some facts and figures to go with it. But I can't let that can't be my guiding factor. I have to do this because I love it,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I started it in the first place. But I try not to look at it too much, even though I say I look at it every day.
No, it's definitely tough, man, because obviously the goal, the dream for everyone is to make money out of your passion. It's something that you enjoy. But like we said earlier, it's like it takes a long while. It could take time, and I'm glad that you spoke about your mental health actually, because one thing I think a lot of athletes are real, especially now, with like Simone and Naomi, like coming out and being honest about their mental health, and putting their mental health first. Is like a lot of athletes, I've definitely found it, oftentimes put their mental health second or third behind performance, or nutrition, or this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, comes the game day and you're just not feeling it. Like you come to a tournament, and that thing you've been neglecting for a while has 100%, it's on top of you now. It's here. Like the monkey that was chasing you down the road is literally on your back. And it's good to see, and it's good to hear that athletes take that kind of stuff seriously, mental health, because everyone goes through mental health struggles at some point. Like no one can escape it, man.
Honestly, that is fact. And a lot of people are talking about Naomi and Simone, but they're not the first people. Like we keep
Hmm.
forgetting that Michael Jordan retired halfway through his career.
Yeah.
That wasn't just. I mean, there's rumors it's gambling, but I guarantee his dad dying had something to do with that. It's it, you cannot perform as an athlete if you're not there mentally. It's impossible
Impossible, man. Completely
because
impossible.
you can say you can compartmentalize as much as you want to, but if you're in the middle of a play and you're not feeling great, it's gonna show. The energy's not
100%.
gonna be there. Your reads are gonna be late. Reaction time's gonna be slow. Depending on your sport, you might, if your body on your head on in sync, that can be very dangerous.
100%, man. I think that's what Simone spoke about, didn't she?
Yeah,
She said like, when I was reading about it, like a gymnast, I think a teammate of hers wrote about it online, what it's like. She said it's like you're like you lose yourself whilst being upside down. I was like, that's terrifying. That's crazy.
fam. And then you land on your neck and it's not like, what go on now?
Yeah, bro, like you literally at risk of like paralyzing yourself. I can't even. There's no like. I've never done a sport, and that's something I think about when it comes to athleticism. Like, obviously, yeah, we're athletes. Like, when I look at these like gymnasts and like the people that do that tumbling stuff, like the tumbling freestyles, I think to myself like, these people are real athletes. Like, this is what they're like it's like Spider Man. Like they're putting their bodies contorting in the air. Like people like divers as well. I look at like. I think it's crazy, and for her to come out and admit that she struggled with her mental health so much that she lost herself in the air. I said, you know what, I have no I have no right to judge her or anything that she's doing next in regards to her mental health, because clearly this is something that's very serious, man. Like I don't get how people are talking about her and getting onto her and stuff. I don't understand it personally.
I think because like we look at athletes as like superhumans.
Hmm.
So when they show that they're very, very normal people, people are shocked. That's one. And then two, everyone thinks they can do what athletes do because, sports isn't that hard. Okay. Okay. It's not that hard. Okay, cool. I dare you to deadlift 255 at 100 kilos. It's something as simple as that. A lot of people don't know how to move their bodies properly, but want to say they can beat Serena Williams at tennis. Like,
It's
there's a lot of
crazy.
misogyny that goes into it. There's a lot of like just not appreciating the work that these athletes are putting themselves through year in, year out.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like when you read like, especially now that I'm here, like playing in the pro league and stuff. Like sometimes I think what, let me read the comments. Like I might look at like a post or whatever, and I read I think to myself like, some of these people, like even at my level, some of these people have no idea what they're talking about. Like this stuff is like harm. The stuff you're saying is harmful. Like you're talking about people's families. Like you're saying, oh, this guy's trash, that guy's rubbish. Like there's having an opinion and there's having like a level of like decency and respect for people, and their mental health. And you
And we
see
had
it,
the same thing. We had the same
yeah,
thing at uni. You're forgetting we had the same experience at uni.
yeah,
People who
hundred
had never
percent,
played our sport, like, oh yeah, rugby's easier. You guys have padding. I'm like, bro, I don't think you understand the work that we start our season before uni starts.
but way before uni starts.
You man are picking your teams at fucking what's it called? Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
I mean, it's cool. I don't mind.
All right, cool. Yeah, you lot are picking your fucking team at Freshers Fair. We start our preseason in the summer.
Bro, for real. Do you know
We
what I'm
don't even have
saying?
an off season because during the summer we're playing football.
Yep.
We're in the gym, and then Freshers Fair starts with teaching youngers how to play who've never played before.
Yep.
And then people want to be like, oh, it's easy. It's very easy to play American football. No, it's not, bro. It's really not. Now that's at an amateur level.
Yeah, man. And the thing is as well, like amateur it's only amateur because we're not getting paid. Like when you think about amateur football, I mean only until recently, NCAA football is considered amateur football. Do you know what I'm saying? So
But it generates millions.
exactly. And like sports, like there are some sports obviously that have similar off season to us in terms of longevity, but like to play American football year round, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would never do that again. That was tough, man. Like explaining it to guys I played, like the American guys I played, they're playing football in the winter and then the summer and then back to winter again, back to summer again, back to winter, back to summer for 3 years straight. Like it's tough, man. It's very, very tough. And when you look at how American football is structured, it's not meant to be a year-round sport at all. Like
At all.
there's so much power output. Like you're meant to have that 3-4 months of just rest and just getting your body right. But it's tough, man.
But I think it does make you a very different kind of athlete because to be able to sustain that power for such a long time
Mm.
with very minimal rest. And when I say rest, I don't mean like a night's sleep. I mean to actually let your body stop and recover because there's
Yeah,
a difference between rest and recovery.
for sure. For sure.
Recovery is a very deliberate thing.
For sure.
And so because American football players in the UK don't get that recovery period, it's like, wow. I don't think we actually take the time to stop and think about how amazing American football players in the UK are.
We're unique, man. We're very, very unique. And
Shout out Mehdi.
a shout out Fetty. Yeah, man. Shout out Eddie, man. But yeah, we're definitely unique. And a lot of people out here, like in Europe and the pro leagues of Europe, are starting to really take a look at UK players for sure, man. And it's only going to pay dividends going forward, man. But real quick, like Yemi Lifts, where do you see that going? Like, what's your long term plan for that for your platform?
So Yemi Lifts me is a gateway. I want to make that a brand. I want to make merch at some point, but
Like,
that's like phase one of a much bigger plan.
mm-hmm.
So I want to own a media production company at some point.
Oh
I
wow,
want to own
okay,
and I want to own an influencer agency. So, well, content creator agency because
yeah,
content creators deserve to be paid because they put in a
100%.
lot of work. They put in hours and hours of work to make content that a lot of people are just enjoying for free. Like when people were complaining about paying for blue therapy, I got really pissed off. I was like, you guys have sat here for weeks enjoying this thing for free, and they asked you to pay a little money for what 2 episodes, and you lot are complaining. Nah, these people deserve to be paid.
100%, man,
So
100%.
yeah, that's my gateway. It's like if I can do this for myself, then I can convince other people to let me do this for them, and practice my skills to the point where I can now have my own media production company and be making content full time.
Yeah, man, that sounds beautiful, man. That honestly, I've never really, I don't really know of any athletes I can think of off the top of my head. There might be a couple, but that have their own like media production company. The only one I can think of was maybe Brandon Marshall, but
Brandon Marshall, I think LeBron James got uninterrupted as well.
yeah, cool, yeah, LeBron James as well. But that's so unique for someone in our space of like being a UK athlete because we're not really. I feel like American athletes are almost like encouraged more to be more outspoken. We're not really outspoken like that. So I think it's really cool that's your long term goal. And
yeah, man, athletes got stories, and we need to. Our stories deserve to be told too.
100%, man.
Not just the beauty YouTubers. Athletes deserve stories too.
100%, man. Definitely, man. And if you had any advice for a young athlete or any athlete looking to start to brand themselves and create a platform for themselves, what would it be?
You're a very unique person to begin with. Your story is unique because not a lot of people are as dedicated to a craft as you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think about how often you wait. No one has to wake you up to go training. You just do it.
You just go.
So document that. It's your story is your story. Your story deserves to be told. As much of the story as you're comfortable with, because not all of your story should be told to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you deserve have some discernment and know what you're comfortable with telling. But yeah, document yourself. You are your own brand. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself as a brand. Like, you know, even because my background and my degree is in digital, it was in business management and digital media marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So brands are looking at creators as brands in and of themselves.
Mm.
You know, you have your own following, you have your own inherent meaning and things like that. So treat yourself that way. Treat yourself as a brand with meaning. Treat yourself as a brand with following. Things like, even if I only have 600 and something followers right now. That's still 600 something. If I put 600 something people in a room,
that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
So think about it that way. Like, you are a person with a following. So, you know, you learn to leverage your following, leverage your story, leverage your, but also remember that you have a responsibility because you have a story, because you have a following. Don't be out here acting stupid. Don't be out here just saying whatever and doing whatever and thinking, oh, it doesn't matter. It definitely does matter, because you are, as you're growing, you're building a story about yourself. So think about that too.
I love that, man. That's honestly, for anyone listening, that's very, very solid advice, man. And also as well, don't forget, like, for young athletes, it's never too early to start, man. Never too early or never too late. You know, I see one young athlete on Twitter that I know talking about, I would love my own platform like I Am Athlete one day, and one of my coaches like, just start now then. Like,
Start.
Just start. You might as well, like, you know, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, honestly.
Just start, man. We all sat in our houses in a lockdown, and that's kind of what started for a lot of people, just having that time.
100%, man.
Just start it.
Definitely, man. Nah, man.
You have to start before you think you're ready, man.
Honestly, that's it, man. And I appreciate the advice you've given, man, and the conversation you've had. Honestly, this has been really enlightening. And for me as well, you've actually inspired me to, I've got a little idea about something going forward. I've been thinking about it for a while, but you've inspired me to really start to put it into action. But yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show and talking about how you got started and everything we spoke about today, man. It really means a lot.
Yeah, anytime, bro. I want to be back, man. When I'm like a good 1,000 couple followers, and I got a little brand coming, little product launch.
No, definitely, man. Hopefully by then I might even be in a studio. I might be able to do it live or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. 100%. But yeah, people, you can find Stripes on his big brand, soon to be big brand, at Yemi Lifts. That's YEMI Lifts, all one word. Have you got anything else that you want to quickly plug, bro?
Yes, Yemi Lifts on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Yeah, we started the YouTube now. It's not great, but we're starting before we're ready. And yeah, just follow me on all the platforms, man. And I plug other creators on my platform as well. So if you follow me on one, you're gonna see other people too.
Yes, sir. Follow him, people, man. Follow him, bro. It's been a pleasure, guys. If you're listening on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, share it with your friends. Apple Music, please leave a review, please. Someone actually left me a 5-star review. I don't know who it was, but I respect that. That means a lot. But yeah, guys.
Yeah, man, you're a 5-star general. My captain.
Appreciate you, man. Guys, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you next time.